Hello, it's another beautiful day in Louisiana. It's raining again today. I told you guys in my last video that I would be doing some in-ground composting. You know what this plant is right here? I don't. But when I planted in the flower pot out here, I saw bulbs in there and I thought I'd grow it and find out what it is. I've since noticed that they're all over my parents' yard. I still don't know what they are. I was hoping they'd blossom and turn into some daffodils or narcissus is what they're called. They're even growing. I thought I got them all out of this flower pot. I thought I got all them out of there when I planted, you know, my seeds. But I didn't, and that's okay. Like I said, they're all over the yard. And we used to have daffodils growing at the front door. So I thought that's what it was. I don't know if I'll get blossoms this year, but I'm gonna keep them growing. I'm headed to my field again. I'm gonna get some of this to put in my hole. I dug a hole already to do my in-ground composting. You guys know how to dig a hole, so I didn't think you want to see me do that work. Get this on my shovel. Take that to my hole. I took a conservation class in Texas, and they were talking about, the lecture was about how to use everything. So, you know, this is when I just started compost. I'm a new composter. So what you see right here might not follow the rules, but it does get the job done. Because I started doing this in Texas, and my plants grow really well in my grow row. So to do in-ground composting, you're gonna need to dig a hole. You see, I've dug a hole already with my trusty dusty shovel that I borrowed from Miss Mosley, neighbor across the way. And these things that I'm about to drop in here, they're scraps. They're scraps and trash from me feeding my parents. Now, if it hadn't rained, like I said, rainy days lend to free watering and easy in-ground composting. Because the ground is soft. All you gotta do is just dig a hole and drop it in there. Drop it in there. These squash right here, this is leftover. I wasn't here for a little while, and my siblings let the squash stay on the ground, on the vine too long, and they turn yellow. So I'm just gonna return them back to the earth. Let the good worms get that. I plant those in my flower pot over there, and my parents have been eating out of that flower pot since I planted. This is cardboard, egg cartons, and I found out the hard way that I should not put the waxed cardboard in my compost, and it just sits there. Well, it kind of decomposes, but not the right way. So I have a lot of remnants left behind. So got all this stuff in there. Now, I'm gonna put this ground covers, it's clippings from the yard cutting. The clippings from the yard cutting in there. Yeah, so I went to that conservation class and I was telling the lady, they was telling me about all the ways you can compost. She's like, oh, you can put it on the ground and turn it every once in a while. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. She said, well, you can get a compost bin. No, I don't want to spend the money on that. Still got to turn it. So the lady provided me this option. She says, why don't you just put it in the ground? I said, what? She said, just dig a hole and put it in the ground and it will compost. You don't have to touch it. I was like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. And I've been doing that in my garden in Texas. And it's built up my yard. And I have really healthy plants. I call it my grow row because there's a strip of land that I use in between my fence and the rest of my yard and my patio. I use it to grow my plants. I haven't gotten really crazy yet to turn the whole backyard into a garden, but I might. You never know. Might find some new plants like I do that I'm interested in growing, and it might require me to change up the whole yard into a garden. So I put this stuff in the ground and it will decompose slowly probably, but it's in the ground. I've composted, in-ground composting. I don't know if that will work for you. Now, I also have in my garden in Texas, I'm trying out 3 different methods of composting. At some point, I'm going to do a video on those 3 methods of composting that I'm doing. I already know which one I like the best. But I want to take you guys and let you see if there's one that is best for you. I'm getting some more of these grass clippings out of the yard. My brothers have this yard mowed, and the guy was taking up all the clippings and said, no, leave it there, because I'll use it in the garden. I said, I might not get it right away, but I'm gonna get it eventually and use it in my compost. Now, this ground is pretty well built up. It don't need no compost. My parents took very good care of their land all the years that they were planting, but because it is raining like this and the ground is soft as it is, this is some compost or waste that I don't have to drive back to Texas. Plus, it's the end of the season, so I don't know if that slows down the composting rate because it's not as hot, and maybe because winter is about to hit, the things that do the composting are gonna be hibernating, dead. I don't know, but I'm trying to put less in my compost so I can have ready compost for next season. There's another shovel full. Right now I'm just gonna cover the hole that I've composted with these grass clippings. Y'all hear that? The ground is so sloshy. It's been raining for like 2 or 3 days here. I've been watching the drains. They're full here. And I'm not gonna complain. This is Grow Zone 8B, Louisiana. I'm in Grow Zone 8B. Shout out to Lead Farmer 73. I'm repping my zone. And I have a cousin here, and she just started growing recently. She's part of my grow group. And I watched her from Texas grow. I call her the hands-free gardener. She barely participates, but she has a garden full of stuff. Her plants just grow. And those summers at the Texas heat was disrespecting me and killing all my plants. She was taking cruises every day to end in Y, and she still had plants growing in Zone 8B. And she managed to overwinter a cucumber. I mean, not for any effort she put in, but maybe it was a lack of effort. So she came back the next season. We were starting up our grow season again. And she sent me a picture. She said, "Look, y'all, look what I grew." I'm like, wait a minute. I am the pseudo gardener. How are you going better than me? And I tell you what, if you guys want to be pseudo superstars, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I put you on the team. Now, back to what I was saying was, she sent me a picture of a cucumber that she had overwintered. The following season, she went back to her garden and found big cucumbers that were growing. Now I call her garden the hands-free garden. Hands-free garden. Because that sister, she ain't putting no hands on, not a lot of hands on anything. So, I'm growing out here. And I'm happy to say that I'm getting the same results because Zone 8B seems to lend itself to growing with limited participation. And I'm happy about that because I'm not here all the time to watch my garden and make sure that it is watered and that it is growing. But even still, my parents are still getting a lot of produce from the little bit of plants that I put down. And I'm really happy about that. Now, there's my in-ground composting. I put the scraps and the cardboard and the waste from my parents' meals in the ground. I also put some ground clippings in the hole, and I covered it with the soil that I dug out the hole and some ground clippings from the yard. Now, if you want to compost but you don't want to compost, this is the pseudo gardener way. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.